Sometimes I dream translucently.
Well, I love you too, baby.
He's all alone.
Energy entered me and I'm ready for my enemies.
No, I have not spoken to you. Bang, bang.
I can still hear his cries.
But don't think this is about you though.
Give you the keys to paradise so you can dodge your fate.
I got my own crib but I can't pay rent.
We don't gotta be poor.
I'm unable to cope.
I am not ashamed of who I am.
They got aborted because I couldn't afford it being too young and running wild.
Hey, CCP, how you doing today? When I say CC, you say P. CC, CC. When I say drop the, you say Mike. Drop the, drop the. When I say I love, you say poetry. I love, I love. Poetry. Give it up for drop the mic. Let's get it started. What's up, CCP? How you feeling today? I am so happy to be here with you this afternoon. My name is Dr. Michelle Myers, and I am the host of Drop the Mic. Please give it up for yourselves. Today is the first audition show for this season of Drop the Mic, which, by the way, we were nominated for an Emmy. Please put your hands together for being Emmy nominated. And so for this show, we have 12 students from Community College of Philadelphia who will be competing in 2 rounds of poetry. They will perform 1 poem each round, and they will have a time limit of 3 minutes and 15 seconds. For each second that the contestant goes over 3 minutes and 15 seconds, they will be deducted a half a point, okay? And all of that will be decided by our illustrious judges, who I would like to introduce to you at this time. So at the end of the table that is closest to the audience, we have Kevin Covington. Please make some noise for Kevin. He is a support coach in the Center for Male Engagement. And next to Kevin, we have Elizabeth Catanese. Please give it up for Elizabeth. She is an assistant professor in the English department. And next to Elizabeth, we have Alicia Dantzler. Make some noise for Alicia. She is a spoken word poet and also a graduate of Community College of Philadelphia. And then at the very end of the table, we have DeForio Barlow. Please put your hands together for DeForio. He is a testing specialist in the assessment center, okay? So just to kind of get things warmed up, once again, if you hear anything that you like that the poet shares with you all during their performance, please let them know it. Please let them feel your energy. Please give them your support by clapping or, hollering out or snapping your fingers. Anything that you can do to support them would be just really great for them, okay, in terms of helping them, to help them with their own energy while they're performing on stage for you, okay? The poet on deck is Poetically His, but coming to the stage, we have Torian Cotton. Everyone, make some noise for Torian!
I feel like this is my purpose, because doing poetry, doing art is my purpose. I feel like that's my purpose in life.
To whom it may concern, I know I haven't spoken to you recently, so accept this as my apology. I've mastered the art of writing runaway letters. I have trouble properly loving things, like myself, you, probably the people before, definitely everyone after. Staying with someone long enough to see love seep through scares me. Don't try to help me face my fears. My demons did not deem you the one to drag me out this dystopia that we drowned ourselves in. Don't be courageous. Save your love for something more heroic. Love is a tyrant, Cajun people, kids, and kinfolk, every step we take cautiously, it gives us memories. We spend so much time trying to remember, clinching onto feelings we wish we never felt. It enslaves generation after generation, people not knowing the importance of their hearts, so they always fear the heartbreak. Love makes you tired, sleep can't fix. Where I'm from, love takes down the mighty. My grandmother was married for over 40 years. After my grandfather died, depression made her a widow for 3 months. The ones who find true love never live long enough to tell everyone the story. That's the real reason fairy tales don't reveal the real ending. Instead, they quit while they're ahead. Love makes you long for things that'll destroy you in the end. Like a slow death you're more than excited to live through. I don't know what my mom looked like before she bore me, but I can tell she is now a mere shell of herself. My father went around places chasing happily ever afters, only to realize his true love was back home in Texas. He went in circles like wedding rings he offered my stepmothers. My aunt owns a 3-story house just to tell this tale to all the men that left there. Love are a plethora of illusions that make barren wastelands appear like greener grass on the other side. And I don't want to see something that was never there. I'd rather walk away my happiness intact. So no, I have not spoken to you recently. I've been writing this instead. I'd rather it be a runaway letter now before I learn how to write ransom notes asking for everything back later.
It's going. Keep your applause going for Torian. Let him hear you. So, Kevin, do you have any feedback for Torian?
Yeah, deep poem. I really appreciate it. I like the honesty. I like the emotion that you showed there. For a little bit, I kind of struggled with the hat, trying to see your expression because the hat kind of, dimmed the eyes and things like that. But the performance, the way you gave it is really, really good. Great piece. Great piece.
Thanks, Kevin. Elizabeth.
I love the format of the poem. The letter form was really successful for me, and also the way that it linked into your performance so that you were a little quieter at the beginning and then you took us on the emotional arc and then ended quietly again. It was wonderful. Great way to start.
Thank you. Alicia.
I like the fact that you had great projection. Great projection as well as feeling and audience engagement. I felt like you were very engaged with the audience the entire time, and we could feel you from the stage.
Thank you. And DeForio.
I thought it was really good. I thought everybody could follow your story from beginning to end, which is important when you're performing. And I liked your energy. I thought that was really good. So good job.
Thank you, judges. Everyone, one more time for Torian.
I was like, yes, this is actually like why I do this.
So on deck, we have Darlene Mines-Starr, the poet. But coming to the stage, we have Poetically His. Everyone, put your hands together for Poetically His.
I do this because I believe this is what God has called me to do, to speak to his people.
I remember it like yesterday. You looked me in my eyes and told me that our friendship bond was deeper than kinship blood. You told me that you would always keep it real with me and guard my back like soldiers manning a battle station. But you see, my dear friend, you lied to me. Because if you loved me so much, then why is it that you never told me about Jesus? Yeah, his name breathes like fall leaves through our barren conversations. But by the way your tone made his name powerless, his identity registered in my mind is empty. The craziest thing is that you knew that the wages of sin was death. But you still allowed me to desire it and bear it to full term until it killed me. You carry the spirit of Peter. You deny Jesus daily with the life that you live. On Sundays, you stump a hole in the church floor, but Monday through Saturday, you stump a hole in the club. You can't honestly look me in my face and tell me you love me. A true friend would have sent a warning before destruction. The word says by their fruit you will recognize them, and I see yours hanging by a thread lifelessly. You seen how broken I was. You seen I was searching for something to make me free, but yet you have the secret to eternal freedom in your treasure chest and discarded the key so that I can rot in eternal damnation. You never told me he would love me despite my wrongs, that every weight would be lifted by just seeking to be saved. I didn't want you to preach to be friend. I just wanted you to point me to the nearest hospital, the church house to visit Dr. Jesus. But no, for some reason you kept promise away from me. And like a fool, you allowed me to wander in bondage with no hope of seeing the light. If I had known that he was so powerful, I would have ran like the woman with the issue of blood to Jesus so that he could make me whole. You watched me cry out. You watched me scream to the mountaintops that I wanted to be loved, but I guess the blind can't lead the blind and the dead can't lead the dead. So you rather be common with me than be the light to help illuminate my darkness. Do you know where I am heading now? Straight to the lake of fire. God told me to depart from him because I am a worker of iniquity, and I had too many blemishes on my wedding garment that had left a stench in his nostrils. I begged and pleaded for him to forgive me, but he wouldn't answer me. I tried to stay caught up in his glory, but I kept getting pulled away. I felt the heat upon my neck, chains and whips broke my strength. I wish I knew his blood was shed for me. I wish I knew that every nail that pierced through his flesh and bone was so that I could be free from sin, and that I can walk in his victorious power and authority and claim the freedom, joy, and peace that was already mine. Yes, I could have done better, but I blame you for not showing me better. So now I'm going to give you something that you never gave me, a chance to change your life before you join me in constant death. Before you change your life and you're still alive, give your life to Christ. Heaven and hell are real. Sin will always give birth to death, but dying to your flesh will always give birth to life. Living holy is merely sacrifice for the sacrifice of God's only Son. No longer cast your pearls among swine. Cast your pearls into glorious ground, my friend. Being saved may not always be glamorous to the world, but anything that is glamorous is not always praised. So would you rather lift up your eyes from hell or live in eternal peace in heaven for the rest of your days? It's up to you now. You can speak someone's deliverance or keep your mouth closed. You can watch someone die or help someone live. It's either clean hands or bloody hands. Which one will you be? A servant for Christ or a Pharisee?
Poetically His. Poetically His. Everyone, make some noise for Poetically His. Elizabeth, do you have any feedback for Poetically His?
That was a wonderfully powerful poem. We all felt your energy, anger as well. I thought that the poem itself was really gorgeous. There was really wonderful rhyme within it, like friendship and kinship, breathes, fall, leaves, wander, bondage. Really interesting sound work in there. And the one thing is maybe having different registers, slowing it down at places, so I could really hear what it was that you had to say at every moment. But wonderful job.
Thank you. Alicia.
I feel you did very well as well. I feel like you jumped right in, but I would say to slow it down because I missed some of the lines because I couldn't catch them because you were going very fast, as well as just take your time and take a breath because I think the delivery would have been stronger if like every line was heard equally. Your powerful voice just delivered the same way.
Thank you. DeForio.
I think you came ready. I think you definitely came ready. I appreciate it. You reminded me of the rapper Lady Rage. Your voice was really strong and powerful. I appreciate that. Thanks.
Thank you. And Kevin.
I can say no more. I mean, it was a powerful piece to start it off. This is a great way to start it off. I mean, I know the brother came before, but to see this on your first round, I want to see what second round looks like because I don't know if I can handle it. Excellent job.
Thank you. One more time, everyone, for Poetically His. So the poet on deck is Pro, but the poet coming to the mic right now is Darlene Mines-Starr, the poet. Everyone make some noise for Darlene.
I'm excited about the whole point of it, so I'm excited.
Hello. I do not know who first spoke these words, but as I speak them, they're my words now. I tell you my story. I sing you my song, praising my Savior all the day long, because I know what it's like to be homeless. I know what it's like to be hungry. I know what it's like to sleep in a cardboard box. For me, though, it was protection protection from the mean streets of life. The streets so cement that when they hit you back, they literally knock the wind right out of you. A cardboard box. And I'm sure that cardboard box delighted when I crawled all the way into its corners and sealed the remaining flap. Refuge. I tell you my story, and I sing you my song, praising my Savior all the day long, because I know what it's like to have a child at a young age and not even be mature enough to understand what's really going on. Because I know what it's like to have family members who are strangers to you. Because I know what it's like to be only wanted for money. And because I know what it's like to pilferage. I tell you my story, and I sing you my song, praising my Savior all the day long. And because of it, and because I know that he is no respecter of persons. So as I tell you my story and I sing you my song, I pray that you help me celebrate my daddy all the day long.
Oh, I think it was great. I think I did the best I can do.
Keep your applause going for Darlene, everyone. Alicia, do you have some feedback for Darlene?
I feel like you got on stage very confident. It was a very theatrical performance, and I feel like you had very good hand gestures, and it was a relatable story. So thank you.
Thank you. DeForio.
I definitely thought it was relatable. For me, though, it was a little slow. I need you to pick it up the pace a little bit more for me.
Thank you. Kevin.
Yeah, love the stage presence. You commanded the piece. Really, really good performance, as Alicia was saying. So all the way through, it's just, we saw you there. I love the presence. I like when people get to the mic and own the stage, and you did that.
Thank you. And Elizabeth.
Okay, I'm on now. I liked the box that you were drawing. For me, that gave a nice pause in what you were saying. I was able to integrate it. I also thought that the repetition of "I know what it's like to be" was wonderful, and maybe even starting the poem with "I know what it's like to be homeless" would draw us in right away. But wonderful job.
Thank you. Everyone, give it up one more time for Darlene. So the poet on deck is Jovan McCoy. And coming to the mic, we have Pro. Everyone, make some noise for Pro.
I was always raised with, like, closed mouths don't get fed. Okay, I actually kind of forgot, like, what I was going to do, so I just went off the what I felt when my heart was talking to me. So I let that go and just went with that.
Long live Raw. Raw is the man who taught me how to live. He taught me all the right things when I was just a kid. He also told me, you get what you give. So I gave him my all, but I ain't expect back shit. So I write lyrics to express myself. People ask, why do you do that? I just say, maybe the family biz. So as I spit these bars for you, hopefully you can see how I feel about the way that I live. Every day that I'm living, I just breathe, stretch, shake, pray to Allah, blessing my life to breathe each day. The game plan, I aim, man, success each way. The strange land from gangs then, kill for his weight. The strange man explained his ways to get paid. First step, you gotta dig within, breaking the strings of K. Another K is on its way with A and 47 and bullets that kill 11. These bullets are from heaven, they man-made, cause man played the game to get rid of you. They inferior to the color, it's superior. It's all real at first until backstab. Throats get cut, families broken up, the last fast cake. Broke the trust, burning the houses up that last day. Niggas stood up, holding their fingers up, cause fuck that. Kill us all, we gon' come back and run that. Take your shit, slaughter the residents, I bomb this. The most high is to overstand. You understand, under the water, drowning your plan. Who is the man? True question is, who are you, man? Where do you stand? What you stand for? Are you a man? I think not, my mind's equipped, and you don't know shit but the clips and bullets within. You claim you hold in, demolish thoughts and give you the potion of truth. You want proof, look back in your roots. Stop sipping hate and following fruits and wear your parachute, bruh.
Keep your applause going for Pro. DeForia, do you have some feedback for Pro?
Bro, like your flow, man. Pretty smooth, I appreciate it. I didn't know when you were really gonna start, though. I thought you started at the beginning, but that was just an introduction for us. So that was unclear to me, all right? I guess what I'm trying to say about that is it just needs to be clear for your audience what you're doing.
Thank you. Kevin.
Cool. Unlike before, I did like the intro, kind of sets the stage of where you're going to go with it. And what I like about this format is that everybody has a story. And we see a lot of people kind of walking around campus, but everybody has a story. You don't know what's on people's mind, and then you see something like this. So I like the performance. I like the piece.
Thank you. Elizabeth.
I thought there was great rhyme and rhythm within it. I liked the part about that had wordplay with the word man. I liked quite a bit. Even if there was just a mini pause, I could have heard a little bit more of all of the amazing stuff that you were doing within the poem.
Thank you. And Alicia.
I also felt like I actually liked the intro. I would have liked to feel more of that pace. And if you had more pauses as well. I did like your flow, but I would have appreciated more pauses as well. And you had bars. You know what I mean? I could relate to your bars with a Z.
Thank you. Make some noise one more time for Pro, everyone. Pro. So the poet on deck is Shaheed, the soul of the broken curb. But coming to the mic, we have Jovan McCoy. Please make some noise for Jovan.
I love performing. Every time I perform, I feel great. It's like a great adrenaline. It's like a great nervous rush that just goes through me, so I feel amazing. You tell a story that might touch somebody else and make them feel confident enough to write something instead of doing something, worse,
I was raised on American soil. My being bent against southern skylines, the wind blows through my existence like the colored corpses decomposing on the crops of white folk. I find home on their lawns. I always find myself an unneeded spectator of flesh burning at their front doors, welcome mats laminated with lynched ash. I was forced to watch the embers of fires fly and notice they resemble the glow that black children once carried in their smiles. I don't know which I see set more. Sons or the brown daddies that raised them. I am raised as a sign of victory after murder, a symbol celebrating a singed people, an insignia of sin on white skin, found hung over the roofs of their homes. I decorate their houses with nostalgia of genocide. I am the representation of this country. I am the white men beating black faces blue with red blood coating their bed sheets. They'll call me a flag, too Confederate to have condolences. Stars stitched in me, one for each nigga lynched against the moonshine. I am the poster child for white supremacy. I am the heaven that turns brown folk into angels that Anglo-Saxons pray to. I make homes over graves. Every cemetery I visit turns to a community. The screams and pleas of families echo through my aluminum. The casualties become a part of my existence. My creation didn't bear no sympathy. But even though we come from different colors, my brother, I know what it's like to be hung in the name of the USA. God bless America. Because when it comes to blessings, the casket count here shows that we've lost way too many. I don't deserve these stars to be decorated with the sky they burnt black bodies under. I don't want to be the burden posted over a burial ground. I was stitched stagnant in ignorance. I never felt star-spangled, just watched charred, mangled bodies break against the breeze. The harmony of hung lungs limbo under tree branches. The vibrato of victims seen through the seams of my polyester being. I am a choir of suffering, and you don't want to know how many songs I've seen composed around me. You won't find hallelujahs here. No God, only hellfire in the form of crosses and children. I am a flammable church that accepts black folk like matches, proof that faith is just another fire hazard. My body rusts with the tears and blood of babies. I didn't take your daughter. I didn't kill your son. I'm not the reason your seeds are buried beneath the tree of the tree that you hung from. I didn't ask to be anti-black body, to be pro-oppressor, to plead the fifth by habit when homicide and I get acquainted. But I'm just a flag, dressed in death, a word white men find synonymous with patriarchy. I'm sorry. That's just the way I was raised.
Jovan McCoy. Kevin, do you have some feedback for Jovan?
Yeah, Brother Jovan, I love the imagery. I love the wordplay of the piece. I love the emotion that you brought to it. If you just close your eyes, not you, but if you, as the listener, if you just close your eyes, your poem kind of gives some wisdom that your face just doesn't. So when you open it, I say, whoa, this is coming from this young brother. Really good piece, really good piece.
Thank you. Elizabeth.
I thought that your pacing was really great. I liked the framework of lynching at the beginning of the poem and then coming back to the end and really illuminating for us how the flag is can be a negative symbol, and linking that very deeply with your personal experience. I thought that was beautiful and very powerful.
Thank you. Alicia.
I agree with what they said as well. I feel like you had really great symbolism within the poem, and your build up was very good as well as your tone. Like, you allowed us to actually hear you and feel the pain behind that symbol that you were giving to us. Good poem.
Thank you. And DeForio.
Presentation was everything. It was really, really good. I really felt every time you said something about the stitching, like you can see it in your face, that's really what you meant. And that was the pain of all that. Was really, really good.
Thank you so much, everyone. Put your hands together one more time for Jovan McCoy. Thank you. So the poet on deck is Ebo, and coming to the mic, we have Shaheed, the soul of the broken curb. Everyone, please make some noise for Shaheed.
Passion. It's my way of expressing who I am and expressing the pain I go through, life, the streets, like just everything in the totality.
This piece is entitled Pain. You see, pain is a universal language. Everybody claim this when faced with anguish is not a game. To all is the same, whether gangster, gangbanger, rich, poor, famous. This pain never changes. Its aim is the flame. No matter what your name is. Pain is toothache, migraine, gallstone pain is. Childbirth, it hurts, excruciating pain is. Hard to explain is. Adna Lewin was pain and aim is. His pain's nameless. On the flip side of things is, pain can be dangerous. When in the wrong veins, pain turns stainless. To release the pain with aim, bang, bang. Then pain changes to that thing that hurts when it rains. The worst pain is chains. Pain on the other side, pain is a mother's cry, pushing out to the other side, a little brother, drive by. Before 5, the little brother died. And pain, the mother cry, why? Dig this, fam. My brother said, man, pain is your man on the stand while he's pointing at your picture in the prosecutor's hand. Pain is a man locked in a can while his woman walks hand in hand with another man. All in your house with your kids and your spouse. Monday to Sunday, once the kids is out. Sunday is fun day, all on the couch. Ouch! What's pain about? Inward and out. On skin, off skin, pain, no doubt. Begging to die, truth, no lie. Living forever in pain is the fry. If you never knew pain, that's true pain. And pain in the cell, staring at the walls, is how the brain dwells. Over its flaws, a soldier is off, the land and he's lost, the means to protect the seeds that he left. Who faced disrespect, she was raped in the jets. Pain is his regret, cause daddy she wept. Pain is a 4-5, used on 4 guys. Took an L to get high or sell what people get high with just to get high rich. Suicide flipped it, main chick snitched it, Robbie squad snipped it, Robbers ripped the kid before he hit the bricks with it. Pain, he replied, slain hustler died. Pain I witnessed, man, was my grandma's pain. 1 pop, 1 son, 1 mom. Pain is mom, son, pop died in the same year. Pictured in the frame in the newspaper, man, was a grandson's frame for a man slain. Can you stand the rain? If you never knew pain, that's true pain.
Shaheed, the soul of the broken curve. Elizabeth, do you have some feedback for Shaheed?
Okay. That was really wonderful. The way that you brought us to the transformation of pain, and then you had the hand gesture with shooting and the different ways that pain impact people, that was really incredible. I wondered a little bit about the last line, which was, can you say it again? If you don't know pain, that's true pain. Yeah, that was wonderful. And I kind of wanted to maybe hear it in a different way first, and then have that power right at the end with that line. Thank you.
Thank you. Alicia.
I like your voice. You have like a really, you can hear the pain in your voice as you're saying and explaining these things. I could feel and hear the pain as well as your gestures. Your gestures were very on point, and the repetition that you were given with this sing song, sound, I really enjoyed that.
Thank you. DeForio.
So I understand the pain in the rain because my knee is killing me when it rains. So I could definitely relate to that. I thought the poem was entertaining and very creative.
And Kevin.
Yeah, I liked how the flow you were giving it at one point, then it became musical, and then you kind of went right back to it, to where it started. At one point, it seemed like it was really subjective stuff you went through. Another part, it was like objective, the stuff you see, but still kind of frustrated. I got that. See, that's why they pay me. Really, really good piece. And then when anytime you can throw in New Edition, man, it's a heck of a piece. Great piece.
Thank you so much. Everyone, one more time for Shaheed. Give it up for him. How y'all feeling? Everybody feel good? You want to hear some more poetry? Everybody say yeah? So the poet on deck is Tay. And coming to the mic, we have Ebo. Everyone, please put your hands together for Ebo.
I knew I was at a disadvantage because I was holding the paper. That was actually my concern, because I was watching everybody else that was going up. And what happens is, when you're on stage, you want to be more intimate with the audience.
Rumaine Brisbane, 34, Phoenix, Arizona. Tamir Rice, 12 years old, Cleveland, Ohio. Alkai Gurley, 28, Brooklyn, New York. Yvette Smith, 47, Barstrop, Texas. Miriam Carey, 34, Washington, D.C. Chantel Davis, 23, New York, New York. Leonardo Cuevas, 20, New York, New York. Eric Gardner, 43, New York, New York. Peace to the gods trying to even the odds, trying to stay afloat like the leaves on the log. Brothers getting bent like the knees on the jog. I just mind mine sipping tea with the frog. Creep through the fog. Heard news about Mike Brown. I wonder why we get mad when black kids get shot down. I've had a gun pointed blank range just over some change. Wonder if they consider that to be the same. Don't remember the rioters, none of the picket signs. Maybe it's because his skin color was just like mine. Say it ain't the same when it's black on black crime. I ask how the hell we let that shit fly. Seems like we suffer from a mental sodomy, like we forgot about the no snitching policy. How many brothers have been killed and never accounted for, paying for a life they can't afford? We can't ignore the conditions of the people that we try to defend, because every time it's in-house, then we try to pretend like it ain't happened. Every day we lose our children to education, create a situation where they lose imagination, don't know how to plant seeds, don't know how to grow fruit. We don't even grow men. It seems like we grow troops. If Willie Lynch doesn't exist, y'all gonna need to show proof, or else the first words our children learn will be, please don't shoot. You see, I don't send condolences. I don't send a prayer. What I send is moments on my people tend to veer away from, because when they come, they do it out of fear, understanding that my people are more than they appear. What if we were to rise, recognize our origin? Would it be the replica of a Christian being born again, baptized in fire to cast away the old? Then we become a people that no one could ever control. What if we were to unify, see one another as a brother, call each other kings instead of resorting to degradation? See, Cause nigga is a person that is ignorant of self, the mindset of a person in a totally different realm. What if she called herself queen, found herself attractive, and realized her mind was worth more than her vagina, was valuable for her role and never for her sex, and men were able to see that she's more than just a pair of breasts? What if we called our children gods, stated many times that if they wanted to be better, then they have to believe what's in the mind? Use imagination, bring thoughts to your existence. It isn't your style of clothing that can ever make you different. Wear pride, not polo. Believe in who you are, put your value in the dream and don't leave it in the car. Because death is a passing of energy. Materials will stay. Instead of teaching how to make money, teach them how to make a way. So no, I don't send condolences. I don't send a prayer. What I send is love to all my people no longer here. The ones that were sacrificed so God can finally appear and snatch this wicked king from up out of his chair. I thank Eric Gardner for his sacrificial plea, because if it weren't for him, I'd have no reason to breathe. Die empty.
Keep your applause going for Ebo, everyone. Please keep it going. Alicia, do you have some feedback?
Well, I would say, you gave the list of names, which was good, but I would also try to make sure you use your time wisely. Try to give the names at another pace, and also, you went a little overtime. Also, although you're reading, try to be present for your audience and give eye contact, because I feel like you don't want that to hinder you. You don't want to use it as a crutch, but actually let it assist you as you're delivering your piece. It was great content within your poem, though.
Thank you. DeForio.
Yeah, I thought it was really, really good content. I wanted you to look up periodically at us and at the rest of the audience to let them know you were still engaged. All right? But I thought it was a really good piece.
Thank you. Kevin.
What is my turn? I'm sorry. No, I kind of said the same thing. Great piece, great piece. Would have loved to have seen you engage us as you're going through it. It was a tremendous amount of content. I think if I were to close my eyes, I got that. But then as I look up to who's giving it, you were just into the paper. But that's the only thing I would say is probably a critique, is just kind of look up every once in a while and just kind of engage.
And Elizabeth.
I loved a lot of the lines in your piece, particularly death is a passing of energy. There are these amazing, really interesting lines that made me think throughout it. I thought that the opening with the names was profoundly creative, and I wonder if you might just experiment with doing half of the names at the beginning and half at the end to do a kind of arc.
Thank you so much, judges. Everyone, please put your hands together one more time for Ebo. So the poet on deck is Eskizo, but coming to the mic, we have Tay. Please make some noise for Tay!
Do music and poetry because I'm amazed with art and music and poetry. It feels right. It's all I know. You know what I'm saying?
Now you can find him under the street light next to the bar about every week. Night dressed in a trench coat, holes in his pocket. Trying to find out which one he gon' have. See, just a year or two ago, he was a millionaire. Rich man, no need for nothing. He had a family, a wife and 2 kids, no care in the world until he lost it all. No job, so his bills is overdue. He can't pay for the house, so he lost that too. Now he's out and deep in depression. He's wondering if God's trying to teach him a lesson. See, nobody knows who he is. No one loves him or even cares. No one extends a helping hand. They say, by and by we'll see him again. He's all alone. He wants to die, he feels there's nothing left to lose. He's all alone, wants to embrace suicide and give up like what's the use. He's crying, Lord, I need your help. Please tell me what to do.
Now you can find her under the street light next to the club about every week night, dressed in a mini skirt, no cash in the pockets, trying to find out which one she gon' have. See, just a year or two ago she was sanctified. Little girl went to church on a regular. She had her head on straight, no care in the world, until she fell into it the wrong man. Now the smile is gone. He beat her up, he stole her joy, he hung her around like she was a toy. Now she's out and deep in depression, still wondering if God's trying to teach her a lesson. See, nobody knows who she is. No one loves them or even cares. No one extends a helping hand. They say, by and by we'll see them again. They're all alone. They want to die. They feel there's nothing left to lose. They're all alone. Wants to embrace suicide and give up, like, what's the use? Yeah, yeah.
For Tay, everyone. DeForio.
Tay, I really like the musicality. You can tell which parts were really serious when you were going through in terms of your tone and inflection. Without even looking, just straight listening to you, you can tell which were more serious and which ones were a little softer for you. I appreciate that.
Thank you. Kevin.
Yeah, definitely love the performance. I love the command of the stage that you had. Was able to kind of weave in the serious parts of it, and then some comedic points, here and there. But very visual, very visual with the kind of got that poetic John Legend thing going on. I like that.
Thank you. Elizabeth.
I like the narrative of the poem and how we got the arc of the story as well as that interesting refrain. I think it would work equally well if you spoke it as if you sang it, but it was really cool that you had so much going on with your voice. Thank you.
And Alicia.
I agree with Elizabeth as well. I feel like you had a great voice. When you started, I immediately looked up like, hey, I wasn't expecting it. And your gestures were on point as well. I actually wanted to hear more because I like the topic that you chose to talk about, and I really wanted to hear more.
Thank you, judges. Everyone, please make some noise one more time for Tay. Please put your hands together for him. So the poet on deck is Ebony. And coming to the mic, we have E. Schizo. Please make some noise for E. Schizo.
I do this for God, I do this for me, and I do that to give back to others.
Yeah. Shade of intelligence, cash money streets. I spend my time getting my money. Money I make. Keep my mind on the prize. Getting this money. All I can think about is the money coming in. I can't think about love, making love, having sex. I had to leave a distant land, far, far away, to come to a land that nobody know me but the open graves and the sand in the land, and all you could understand. Many days and many people plying this plea, and all I could say in a good 29, 30 minutes is complete. Amen, getting this money.
Oh, E. Schizo, everyone. Kevin, do you have some feedback for E. Schizo?
Yeah, I didn't expect the flow to end that quickly, but I do appreciate the flow. I love, first of all, it takes courage to come up here, but then it made sense. It had a good flow to it, kind of in my head in terms of the money thing. So yeah, I really like the piece. I really do.
Thank you. Elizabeth.
Yeah, I was also expecting more. It was I liked where you were going with the idea of money, but then I was like just latching on, and then it was done. So give us more. It's wonderful.
Alicia.
Yeah, I felt like it ended abruptly, and I was getting up. I'm like, I need to go make some money, but it ended abruptly. I'm like, but thank you for giving us that.
And DeForio.
Well, in the same sentiments of everybody, a little too short, but I thought what you said was important. I think you just need to keep us more engaged and give us a little bit more.
Thank you, judges. Everyone, please put your hands together one more time for E. Schizo. So the poet on deck is Ills Wills, and coming to the stage we have Ebony. Please make some noise for Ebony.
I've been writing poetry since I've been a kid. Poetry is everything to me, and
the urban community means a lot to me too.
I'll be reading Badlands. Python polo looks like the Policio. Tongue twisters like you wouldn't believe. Young girls and speakeasies getting twisted off night trains. Drunk, damaged, devil, devouring decency. Going from sober to can't control her actions, thoughts, or feelings. Same stuff the crackheads drink. Friends with roaches so deep you can drown them. Badlands is its own town. My friend's uncle was a millionaire and rides through here and laugh, but no amount of money can make Badlands funny. While she had nothing, not even a phone, and her mom always left her home alone all the time. Drug dealers sing addicts' name in the street. Tammy, Tina, Tanya, Taste, Talco. And before you know it, they switch roles like Freaky Friday. Poppy set up shop and make abandoned houses drug homes. Police don't want to go to war. This area has a mind of its own. Watching my friend go from acting like an angel to puffing angel does one puff, now she's gone. Please, I scream, come back. I was the one who got into liquor. Who knew she would react this way? Messing with guys who wanted her to feel a smooth ride they felt, so they smoked and had their girlfriends choke off of drug demons dancing deliberately. Doubts, distorts, diligently divulge data, denouncing drugs, even though they're still here. Keep up with these tongue twisters, life here is twisted. Bad batch of BJs and Beamers drop like zombies. I know what you're thinking, but this ain't no episode of Walking Dead. But if you live here, you might forget that these people we call Beamers and fiends are human beings held hostage with hell in hands. So let's rebuke the curse, starting with these words. Badlands, badlands shall be blessed lands, prospering like you wouldn't believe. Young girls preaching to our youth in front of speakeasies. Sober, social light, saving souls, going from drugs to seeking the one above. Friends with testimonies so deep, you get baptized in. Blessed Lands is the best town around. Prior drug dealers become rebels with a calling, singing the addict's name in the street. Deborah, Dina, Darren, devils don't dance for free. Take it from me, this drug will take your whole family. Millionaires drop $1 million into our community. Friends come off angel dust and begin to get close to God like angels. Beamers, fiends, and crackheads become regular human beings holding heaven hostage in their hands because they know what it feels like to hold hell. Wow. Yes, badlands shall be blessed lands, blessed lands.
Elizabeth, do you have some feedback?
Congratulations on your book, first of all. I really loved the way that you turn, in that poem, there's the turn from the challenge and the negative to what can become. And throughout it, amazing wordplay, alliteration, consonants, etc. Really wonderful job.
Thank you. Alicia?
I agree. I really enjoyed the wordplay, and then you had like a lot of hood references that you have to know in order to get, but you made sure that they also had a double meaning. And then it was a good job of reading as well as being engaged with the audience, giving eye contact, making proper pauses, and your pace was on point. Thank you.
DeForio.
Great pace. I thought it was a great piece as well. I thought in terms of fluidity, you were great with that. Going through and keeping us engaged was perfect.
And Kevin.
Yeah, ditto what everyone said. There are certain points, I think initially or maybe a little later on, it sped up for me just a little bit, and then once you hit the alliterations, it kind of slowed down. So I liked the wordplay and the alliteration, but there was certain points that was just a little too fast for me, but it was like, okay, I got you now. But yeah, great piece.
Thank you, judges. Everyone, please put your hands together one more time for Ebony. So the poet on deck is Dwight, and coming to the stage we have Ills Wills. Please make some noise for Ills Wills.
People need to hear things, but a lot of people don't want to get told to, they don't want to get lectured. So I just realized the way to put it into a rhyme without bashing people, but still letting you know what's going on.
A friend told me this was something that you wanted to hear. So if you want it, it's here, but you don't want it, it's clear. You know what? I can tell all you want is to cheer. Because you don't want to be the one up front throwing the chair, because then if you get caught, you could lose your career and your whole lifestyle, and that's something you cherish. So instead, you just like a pig, post a stat, with a hoodie, take a selfie with a protest that, but you ain't never in the middle though, and you leave before the shit blow. But I understand, cause if your name get ran with the shit you did, then you probably go down. Look, I get it, Joe. But if that's not the case, then I don't get it, though. Because it seems like everybody's trying to get at dough, but living under a glass behind sky, I don't think they're gonna get it, though. You see, when people acquire things, they kind of change, and they forget about the projects and the people that's inside them things. And that's why I think that we can do things in a different way. It's not rocket science, just do things in a different way, because if we don't, then we'll just keep repeating the same day over and over again, like Groundhog's Day, the movie, or like every Easter when I go to the movies, or like Move. The people, you forgot about them? Did you know in '85 the cops dropped a bomb on them? Probably not, because after 2013, there's not a lot of them. You see, there's a lot of teens in my family, and I don't like to lie to them. I tell them, be your own leader, because the ones that's provided, don't follow them. Oh, how shallow them. Role models win. The only time you see them when they trying to bring them dollars in. But for all the haters and the complainers, there's a reason for people like you. What you call an excuse for not doing is a reason for people that do. And for the people that give and never get, there's a reason for you as well. You might not believe in this, but you'll reap the benefits in the next realm. But that doesn't mean not to give a shit now and to let people walk over you like the ground or the earth. And for all of the people that's claiming they down to earth, before you start preaching this life, make sure you understand how to balance it first. Because it's people on all different levels of consciousness, and they don't quite understand how it works. So don't be jerks. Yes, a nigga not being aware is bad, but calling a nigga bad is worse. So with that being said, there should be no debate about a nigga. And I'm not talking about niggas, because that's a word that we spend more brain power trying to figure out than the actions that's actually happening, and that's absurd. Pretty much, if you don't like the way that your life is designed, then change your actions or change your mind. Pretty much, this complaining is a waste of time. What's the point of chasing happiness? It ain't gonna happen if you ain't happy inside. Congratulations on your new job as a maid, executive assistant. I bet you're so busy getting paid that you don't pay attention to your subordinates, how they got money saved and you still paying tuition. Yes, your desk might have a bigger name, but they in a better position. I'm gonna break it down, listen. You are more like they slave, not they competition. That's layman's terms, Barney style, easy comprehension. In the meanwhile.
Corey, do you have some feedback for Ills Wills?
Ills Wills, there is a place for people like you, for sure. In this competition, that was dope to me. That was dope. It was all true. From the beginning to the end, it was true. I could feel it. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Thank you. Kevin?
Yeah, you touched on a whole lot. And I like the command, not only of the stage, but the engagement with the audience. You went left and right to left. You looked everybody in the face. You had these theatrical pauses about it. And then I love the Philly reference. I don't know if anybody caught the going to movies on Easter. That's definitely a Philly thing. So excellent piece, man, excellent.
Thank you. Elizabeth?
It was a really powerful message about getting involved in social justice.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was a really interesting conceptual piece, but it also had some really great examples like the one that Kevin spoke of, and when you moved the mic and then talked about the move crisis, that was really powerful as well. So it was a blend of the head and experience and the heart.
And Alicia?
I feel like you gave us a lot of education in that piece, and opposed to feeling like somebody is preaching at you, I feel like we were having a conversation. And it was a lot of content, and it was just a really dope piece. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, judges. Everyone, please put your hands together one more time for Ills Wills. So the last poet of the first round, please give it up for all of our poets. Please make some noise for Dwight.
A lot of people don't realize the power of voice, words, and just the ability to create anything that's audible.
tonight's main course, you will require a naive, hopeless romantic. Step 1. Feed your idiot daily with hearty servings of bullshit. Fatten her with deceit and prepare for her a specialty of fraudulent affections at least once a week. And soon you will have a plump fool. Step 2. Preheat your social inhibitions, melting them from your conscience so that your heart won't be the one to need mending in the end. Step 3. Stir your victim's emotions so that she is gullible, and if she hears the phrase, I love you, she won't be able to smell the stench of lies coming off your tongue. Make her forget that the word lie isn't believed so that she'll believe you love her. Make her feel that no one else is above her. Lie to her. Step 4. Add salt. Purposely sprinkle an amount you know is too much to ensure that the emotional sweat that was produced in the making of this misleading concoction is absorbed like the trust you stole, leaving your victim without much to cool off with. Now your victim is vulnerable as she looks. Step 5. Seize the heart of your victim. Clutch it so tightly in your palms that your victim can feel the unnerving blood flow in your fingertips. Step 6. Pull on your victim's heart until she has no choice but to give it to you. Be prepared to play tug of war with her insecurities. Step 7. Bake on 400 degrees Fahrenheit. Cook your victim until golden brown so she has the facade of the hopeless romantic she once had before you exploited her emotions. Now your entree is ready. Step 8. Serve hot. Your endeavors shine on a silver platter, but the platter isn't shining. It's the greed fueling your abusive ego. It indulges you in preparation for digestion. As you begin to dig in, the guilt starts to dig into you. Each swallow pierces your hide of pride, and surely by now, the huge amount of guilt has eaten you alive. But did you honestly think that you wouldn't be affected too?
Feedback for Dwight?
Yeah, I like the way you gave yourself time once you got on the stage to claim your space and then got into your poem, as well as your facial expressions. Like you can tell just by looking at your face that you were into your poem, and also the format of the poem was really dope. Thank you.
Thank you. DeForio.
Yeah, I was really anxious of what was going to happen at the next step, and then the next step, and then the next step. So you got me on that. That was really, really good, really creative.
Kevin.
It was deep. You made me want to go contact some exes, man. I'm sorry. My God.
He's an idiot.
But I love it. Yeah, see, let church say amen, right? I love the flow. I love it. And like Alicia was talking about how you took that time to kind of center yourself, and it built up that anticipation from the audience, too. It's a good piece.
Thank you. And Elizabeth.
I too really enjoyed the extended metaphor with food. I wondered about the two heart ones. Maybe they could have been reversed just in terms of the order of how the heart, like in the metaphorical space, how the food was being cooked. But really wonderful job, great pace, really interesting.
Thank you, judges. Everyone, please, one more time for Dwight. Round one, please give it up for all our contestants. Go through and just double check their scores for round one. Please join us as all of our contestants come back to compete through round two. At the end of round two, the judges will tabulate the scores from both rounds, and then we will announce our top 5 winners who will be moving on to the final showcase. So please, everyone, one more time, give it up for all of our poets this afternoon on the first round of